I'm going to be talking about week 8's lesson and talking about the questions. So the first thing was the UDL video, and I found universal to be what is used and understood by everyone. So the teachers are really meeting the needs of each student. And then design is where flexible curriculum comes in. This is where there was examples of the buildings and captioning. The design in the lesson fits every student. And then learning is the recognition skills and strategy. And so from the whole thing, I got that this learning is designed so that each student can progress in the classroom, and it really meets the needs of each student. Okay, so the next video was from Todd Ross, and my biggest takeaways from this video was that 50,000 students drop out a year. I did not know that. And the why, he kept asking like why, and we like to put blame on like students and everything, but it's actually bad design, which he stated. And then what is a jagged learning profile? It means that no one is the same or of like the same dimension, like sizes and the way they learn. And what does it mean to design to the edges? It means that we can really go to the limits. We're going to ban the average and make sure our design really meets everyone's needs and go to the limits. And then what is my own jagged profile? So this is what your strengths and weaknesses are. And so I put just an example of my creativity would be high because I really enjoy art, but my music would be low because I don't have a lot of experience with music. And I really enjoyed this video because he really emphasizes that we can increase the performance of each student if we really use the technology and the tools that we already have. And we can do that by simple solutions like the language translation. That was one example, and I really think that this could be implemented into more classrooms and that students could be learning more and really understanding. Okay, and then the last video was based off the UDL guidelines and based off the video. So I watched the grade 6 science video. And my two examples of multiple means of engagement were the students were engaged because they got to use products from their own house. So that really motivated the students to be a part of the lesson. And then the second was in the future they talked about the teacher could use a template and then other students could make their own template. So that would give the students choice. Then two examples of multiple means of representation would be, number one, there was a physical value and then there was a numerical value. So those two formats of the numbers gave different displays of the info. And then the second one was the partially filled out template. Some students needed that model, so that was another way this teacher displayed the info where students, if they needed that extra support, they were able to use that. And then this two examples of multiple means of action and expression. Number one, the calculators were a big assistive technology because if they had a barrier of math, they were able to still take part in the science lesson because they had that technology available to them. And then two was the goal setting. The students knew the goal and it wasn't focused on the math part of the lesson. It was really focused on finding out the grams of sugar, and that was their goal of the lesson and not mathematics. So they really just focused on the science, which helped the students because they were able to set their goals and accomplish them with the lesson.